All right, we have a major luminary here tonight at the Comcast party where it is all together entertaining tonight.
It is indeed.
And I just want to celebrate the fact that we have such an attractive, intelligent entrepreneur here who happens to have spent considerable time on the West Coast.
Oh, I did. In fact, I started my broadcast career in Washington State, in Seattle, Washington, a lot of years ago.
So what happened that caused you to decide to come back to DC, or it come in this direction?
My broadcast television career brought me back to Washington, D.C. After stops along the way in Spokane, Washington, and Dallas, Texas, and Houston and College Station, Texas. And this was my last stop in Washington, D.C. Some 22 years ago.
Now this is smaller than Dallas in a lot of ways, right?
In a lot of ways.
But it's just as powerful.
Oh,
for obvious reasons.
Powerful in so many different ways. The power in Dallas was big money, old money. The power here is an affluent African American community, an educated African American community, a wealth of politics and knowledge, and opportunities abound for business owners like myself.
So you've obviously manifested that in your own career, finding opportunities. What are some of the things that you want people to know about products that you have fostered that have led to, say, interesting programming, job opportunities for people, and maybe travel opportunities as well?
Throughout the life of my business, SRB Communications, we always have held a philanthropic place in the community. It is very important for us to give back to the community, and all of the work that we do primarily concentrates on social marketing, issues that affect the community, particularly the ethnic community, and working with video production and advertising and all sorts of multimedia. It's really important for us to give back.
Now you said that you're an avid producer, and avid is used for major productions in LA, in Hollywood.
Okay, you think I'm gonna get that contract?
You're in the same price range, you'll be alright. As long as Lisa and Carol on, then you're alright.
You never know when you're going to be called to do some kind of a transaction, right?
Never.
But Avid is really the state of the art when it comes to movie and documentary film producers. So what are some of the productions, if you wanted to mention one or two things, or at least that you feel people should know that you're associated with?
For 6 years, we work with America's Most Wanted, all the fugitive profiles, capture profiles of fugitives. We work with Fox Network on those pieces. We've also worked over the years with BET, TV1. When TV1 was started in Washington, D.C., our company was chosen to work with filmmaker and actor Tim Reed. We produced the first years of original programming. We've also worked with ABC and some other networks. We've contributed to the Oprah Winfrey Show back in the day. So we've done some really good work in the television news programming area.
So what would you like to do now? Now that you've pretty much seen everything you could see, been in a lot of doors, BET's based here, CNN has an office here, Discovery Channel's in Silver Spring, which is just outside of DC, Oprah Winfrey owned network, which she's working to try to develop a little further. What is there left to do?
You know, there's still a lot left to do. And the most important part of that work is to educate and train young African American women to become successful entrepreneurs, to give them the resources and the tools and opportunities that I had as an African American entrepreneur to run profitable, build profitable enterprises. And I think when we do that, we create wealth in our community.
So are you teaching a class now? I know that there's a lot going on this week. There's conventions oriented towards women in general. So where's your role in terms of being out there and being able to provide inspiration?
My role in providing inspiration is at a podium somewhere in this town, another town, or across the country. I engage into a lot of speaking opportunities. I speak to women business owners across the country. This Saturday, I'll start the morning on a panel publisher of the Washingtonian magazine, speaking to almost 800 women out in McLean, Virginia. They will also give me their annual leadership award out in that day, the same day, in the afternoon as a closing keynote speaker, speaking to young women in film and video, with women in film and video in Washington, D.C. I do a lot of that. I also work with young people at Howard University and teach and train them on how to start, grow, and build successful businesses.
It's important to be in front of the camera because that is, I mean, you can start behind the camera, but it's important to be in front of the camera.
It is. It's important to be in front of the camera because you can have an effect on change. And that's very, very important in our society. We want to be able to give another voice, and being able to give another voice certainly affects change within the society.
Okay, I want you to see how lovely you look tonight. You really did get ready for this event, and you've got a lot of your colleagues in this room, and this is not to be taken for granted because this is part of the American dream, right?
Right, it's part of what we do. It's important for us to network like this at this Comcast event, to build coalitions, partnerships, so that we all can work together and achieve a common goal.
All right, so we're going to spend a little bit more time. It's a weeknight, so we can't stay out too late, but at the same time, look at the opportunities here. So many wealthy, knowledgeable people, and you've made some connections, and I'm really glad to meet you. I was fortunate that I recognized you when you sat down as being a powerful person. I didn't know specifically who you were, but I knew that you had your hands on the lever, and that's important, right?
Thank you very much.
So we're going to talk later.
We'll talk later.
And we'll see how we can benefit one another and how we can provide jobs, right?
Absolutely.
All right, you got it. Nice, thank you. There you go.